Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Manchester United, a beautiful disaster. At this point, watching Manchester United is like watching a toddler try to build a Lego set, ambitious, expensive, and ultimately ends in tears. 14th in the Premier League, 14 points off the Champions League spots, and with less than half of Liverpool's points. If you needed a stat to physically hurt United fans, there you go. So, what's going on? Why does Manchester United currently resemble a football club run by a magic 8-ball? Let's investigate. 1. The Ruben Amorim experiment, a recipe for disaster. So Manchester United brought in Ruben Amorim to fix things after Erik ten Hag. But instead of fixing things, they've somehow made Arsenal fans feel good about themselves. And that's unforgivable. Since Amorim took over, United has played 16 league games. They've won 5, drawn 3, and lost 8. That's 18 points. Which, fun fact, if you divide by 16 gives you around 1.1 points per game. And if you extend that over a full season, congratulations, you've just built a team that's competing with Nottingham Forest. Imagine spending £500 million just to be a slightly shinier version of Burnley. Amazing. And let's not forget, this isn't just about poor results, it's how they're losing. Every game is a masterclass in confusion, miscommunication, and the occasional full-blown defensive meltdown. United's tactical plan right now looks like a group project where nobody agreed on what they were supposed to do. The defenders think they're pressing, the midfielders think they're passing, and the forwards, they're still waiting for the ball. It's like watching an orchestra where half the musicians are playing jazz and the other half forgot their instruments at home. At this rate, the relegation battle isn't looking so far away. Wolves and Ipswich are probably watching United like, "Hey, don't count us out just yet." Manchester United is proof that you can spend a fortune and still end up with the football equivalent of a soggy sandwich. They've turned survival football into luxury survival football. Same struggle, just in more expensive kits. 2. The ice cream and earwax tactics. Now let's talk tactics, if we can even call them that. Because this system, it's about as effective as a screen door on a submarine. See, Amorim's system is supposed to be a 3-4-3 that transitions into a 5-2-3 in attack. It's meant to be high energy, fast-paced and direct. You know, like a team that runs. But here's the problem: Manchester United plays this system like a grandpa navigating an iPhone for the first time. The players don't match the tactics. It's like mixing ice cream with earwax. Both things exist, but they should not be combined. And what makes it even worse is that Amorim knows this system can work. He's seen it dominate in Portugal. But right now, implementing it at United is like trying to teach a goldfish to solve algebra. The pieces just aren't clicking. Instead of fluid movement and relentless pressing, we get players second-guessing themselves, stopping mid-run like their controller disconnected, and passes that scream, "I have no idea what's happening." United's attack is supposed to be a ruthless, direct, goal-churning machine, but right now, it's playing like a Windows XP computer struggling to load a YouTube video in 144p. United's system is supposed to be high-tempo. Instead, they attack with the urgency of a guy browsing Netflix who can't decide what to watch. You ever see a delivery driver just circle the street because they don't know where to park? That's United in the final third. This isn't an identity crisis. This is full-blown football amnesia. 3. The running problem. Football's least athletic sprinters. Now this system needs runners. Fast, direct, aggressive ball carriers who scare defenses. You know what United doesn't have? They're currently second bottom in the league for creating chances from take-ons. Second bottom. They have successfully built a system that relies on running without any runners. It's like assembling a Formula One car with bicycle wheels. The effort is there, but the outcome, tragic. And the funniest part? It's not like Manchester United doesn't have players who can run. They just either aren't on the pitch, aren't being used correctly, or in some cases have already left the club. Rashford, gone. Antony, gone. And somehow, in a moment of cruel irony, both of them are now playing exactly the kind of direct, aggressive football that Amorim's system desperately needs. Meanwhile, United is fielding players who look like they've just read the terms and conditions before attempting a sprint. The end result? An attack that moves slower than a pensioner at a self-checkout. The only thing Manchester United is running towards is mediocrity. You know it's bad when even the ball looks tired of being passed sideways. Ruben Amorim's system requires speed, explosiveness and movement. United plays like a group of dads who just had one too many at a Sunday league match. 4. Rasmus Højlund. The forgotten striker. Rasmus Højlund was supposed to be the crown jewel of this attack. Instead, he looks like he's playing a mystery role in a tactical thriller he wasn't briefed on. At Sporting Lisbon, this system produced a goal-scoring machine in Victor Gyökeres. At United, it's producing a sad Danish man waiting for a cross that will never come. His heat map looks like he's been playing hide and seek instead of football. And let's be real, it's not even Højlund's fault. The guy was signed as the final piece of a well-oiled attacking machine, but instead, he's been handed a puzzle missing half its pieces. He's making all the right runs, calling for the ball, and then just nothing. You can practically hear his internal monologue screaming, "Guys, hello? I exist." At this point, his main contribution to the team is cardio. He's not a striker anymore. He's a professional decoy, running into empty spaces while his teammates pass sideways like they're allergic to forward progression. Højlund's job in this system is to finish chances. But first, someone has to create them. Unfortunately, United's creativity is currently on vacation. You ever order food online, and the restaurant just cancels the order? That's Højlund waiting for service. He must feel like a kid at Christmas who got an empty box. "Guys, where's my supply?" 5. Bruno Fernandes, the overworked hero. Now let's talk about Bruno Fernandes, because this man is basically playing every position at once. His heat map from the last game looks like he was running an Uber service across the pitch. He's supposed to be the attacking link, but instead he's dropping deep, covering midfield, and sometimes I swear he's about 5 minutes away from putting on gloves and playing in goal. And let's be honest, Bruno looks exhausted, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, existentially. He's running around like a man who knows if he doesn't do everything himself, nothing will get done. You can almost see the exact moment in every game where he sighs deeply, realizes nobody else is making a move, and decides, "Fine, I'll do it myself." He's basically the Thanos of this squad, except instead of collecting infinity stones, he's collecting frustration, misplaced passes, and the crushing weight of responsibility. Bruno Fernandes is out here multitasking like a single parent with triplets. He's doing the work of 3 players, which is a problem when the other 2 are just standing around. At this point, United fans shouldn't ask, "Where's Bruno playing?" They should ask, "Where isn't Bruno playing?" 6. United's attacking identity. A love letter to backwards passing. Manchester United's attacking approach right now is, well, let's call it experimental. And by experimental, I mean they attack with the elegance of a drunk penguin on roller skates. Instead of driving forward, their fullbacks pass backwards more often than a panicked intern at their first job. United's attack has all the intimidation of a chihuahua barking at a pit bull. And it's not just about passing backwards, it's how they're passing backwards. There's no urgency, no purpose, just an endless game of hot potatoes where nobody actually wants to take responsibility. It's like they've mistaken ball retentions for avoid attacking at all costs. You'd think they were protecting a 1-goal lead, except they're usually losing when they do this. It's football's equivalent of circling the airport but never actually landing the plane. Meanwhile, their opponents are casually setting up counterattacks like they're waiting for room service. If football games were won by passing backwards, United would be top of the league. Their attack is about as direct as a politician answering questions. This is not a tactical system. This is a turn-based RPG. 7. The solution? Oh right, there isn't one. So how do we fix this? Simple. You either get a squad that fits this system or a system that fits this squad. What United has done is neither. They've essentially handed Amorim a Ferrari and asked him to drive it using a bicycle manual. It's like hiring a chef who specializes in sushi and asking him to make barbecue. And the best part? Even if United wanted to fix this, they can't do it overnight. Changing the system means wasting an entire preseason of preparation. Changing the players means spending another £500 million in the transfer market, because clearly they haven't spent enough yet. And even if they somehow make the right signings, how long before those players look around, realize they're at Manchester United, and start playing like confused extras in a soap opera? At this point, the real solution isn't tactical, it's psychological. They don't need a new manager, they need a therapist. Manchester United didn't hire Amorim to be a coach. They hired him to perform miracles. Asking him to just make it work. Set is like handing someone a bag of bricks and telling them to bake a cake. The solution is obvious. But will United actually do it? Probably not. 8. Closing thoughts. The chaos continues. So where does this leave us? Well, Manchester United fans, I'd recommend buying a stress ball and setting realistic expectations. Will things improve? Sure. But improve might just mean finishing 9th instead of 14th. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What's the biggest problem at United? And should Ruben Amorim be given more time, or is it already too late? Hit that like button. Subscribe for more football therapy, and remember, if you ever feel like you're struggling in life, just know that Manchester United spent £500 million to be 14th. See you next time.